Alright, welcome back to the Final Fantasy IX playthrough, and let's do some exploring in the city. It's a little bit of a beefy part. You know, this is the chill episode, or part, I should say. So no Doki Doki Panic just yet. For Doki Doki Panic, I gotta actually sit down, and I'm gonna try to finish that up in one sitting if I can, so I'm gonna wait till my next day off. So in the meanwhile, I had some Final Fantasy IX parts to go ahead and commentate over, so why not? Here we are. But after this, it is definitely gonna be Doki Doki Panic. Or Doki Doki Panic. I've been saying Doki Doki Panic this whole time, haven't I? Doki Doki Literature Club will begin after this, and that will continue going onward until that's finished up. Then it's going to be Little Princess, and from there on, we will see what comes up next. Not too sure if I actually mentioned it, but I'll go ahead and mention it now. After Little Princess, it is going to be Spyro the Dragon, the first one, the original PlayStation version. That won the contest. The poll I had, like, God, that's more than a year old, I think, at this point. The straw poll. And when I took an account, when I actually, completed that, Spyro won by 1 vote. It had 2 votes compared to something else that had 1 vote. But hey, it still won. So, Spyro it is. And I've always, I've always wanted to do No Lie. I mean, not Spyro the Dragon. Spyro the Dragon's a pretty fun game. Poor Steiner. He's like, the pickles. They're just too much for one man. But, like, not to knock Spyro, but I'm looking forward to finally getting to the Ratchet and Clank games. Love that series. Just going into that a little bit since we got time. My first ever Ratchet & Clank game was Going Commando. Well, the first one was my first game, but I didn't get into the series until Going Commando just came out. And then I learned about a really good Easter egg in Going Commando, and I'm like, you know what? I love this Easter egg. I want to play this game. No joke, I wanted to play that game alone for the Easter egg. It's probably obvious what the Easter egg is in that game. But I was like, let me get the first one. First one's pretty cheap. It was like, I think back in the day it was only $20. And I've been with this series. I played all the PS2 games, the PSP games. I got Secret Agent Clank, but I never played Secret Agent Clank. But I did play Size Matters, the PS2 version of that. I love the Ratchet and Clank series. Never made it past the PS2 games, though. I've never played the PS3 games. I got a couple of them. Never played them. Don't know why. But yeah, so after Spyro... Because I wanted to do Spyro 1 first. At the very least, before the Ratchet and Clank games. Because... it's Insomniac's museums. Like, you can explore outside here a little bit. If you wanted to do, like, some random encounters and whatnot. But, you only have Sedaine, so I really wouldn't recommend it. But, yeah, but I wanted to do Spyro 1 first, before doing any of the Ratchet and Clank games. So, Spyro was always going to be on the cards to be played. It's just, with that straw poll, it just came sooner rather than later. But honestly, it probably would have came up not too far down the line. But yeah, I wanted to play Spyro 1 before actually getting into the Ratchet and Clank games. Because I'm like, it's Insomniac. I wanted to do the game before Ratchet and Clank. Kind of like how I did with Crash. Because, I do want to do Jak and Daxter 1. I don't know about the rest of the series. But Jak and Daxter 1 is a very good game. And I wanted to do that at some point as well. But I wanted to do Crash Bandicoot before Jak and Daxter. Just to say, okay, we go from this to this. Show a little bit of the history. It's not Naughty Dog's first game by any means. But it's their first big one. And I wanted to do Crash 1. As, you know, as weird as that playthrough went. But yeah, you know, just plans for the future. You know, I have all kinds of, I just have all kinds of plans and ideas and whatnot. It's just a matter of executing them, having the time to do it. Because at the time of voicing over this video right now, I got a good bit of Spyro recorded. Not edited, but I do got a bit recorded. Little Princess, I probably said this before in a previous video. I'm not 100% sure, but Little Princess is all recorded, all edited. It's just got to be sit down and voice over it. I mentioned earlier Doki Doki Literature Club, not Doki Doki Panic. I gotta finish recording that. That all recorded, and that's a live recording, so there's not too much editing with that one, except for a possible bonus part with that. Is the only exception, but we'll see how that turns out. And I actually have another game recorded. Because it's a pretty short game. And it is an RPG in quotes. It was made in RPG Maker. Anybody who's been watching a couple of my live streams, or the archives of the live stream videos, probably knows what it might be. I'm debating whether to do that before Spyro or during, so I don't know. Because going by the link for that is probably going to be a 2-part Let's playthrough. Oh yeah, you definitely want to talk to this guy if you want to play some cards. Could become rare. I like the birds. Those are very nice birds. So yeah, I did a lot of rambling and not really talk about much with the game, have I? I mean, but, you know, it's nothing too fancy. You're just looking every nook and cranny. But the HD version of this game makes it very, you know, you can see things a lot clearer now. It's very nice. He just recovered from his broken fibia. Arf. It's also good that, with this version of the game, it actually tells you what people can play cards and what people can't. So that's nice. It's gonna be exciting. I can't wait to break my another leg. Like the local folk here. I don't know why this character model, I always think they have this, what's this guy's name from Hook, Captain Hook, or Peter Pan? Smithy? I don't know. The fat Captain Hook's right-hand man. I don't know why I always picture that particular character model with that voice. Not the priest, I'm not too sure what kind of voice the priest would have. We'll just say Elmo and leave it at that. So they're really building up the hype for the Festival of the Hunt. It's really cool. It has a rocket theme too. Probably one of my man, Final Fantasy IX soundtrack's really great. I mean, all these Final Fantasy games have phenomenal soundtracks. Even 10. I know, you know, at that point, the guy who knew Uematsu didn't really work on Final Fantasy X soundtrack. By that point, he became really like an independent composer. But 10 soundtrack's not bad either. And I'll go ahead and say every Final Fantasy game has minimum one song I like. standing still. Hey, did you hear? Yeah, I heard that town is, not doing so well. Milk shop. I'm gonna win for sure. Yeah, you tell yourself that, buddy. Lady, I don't know if you know how pots work like that. Remember that line. In a minute. But swords. I wonder if that makes the city a cannon now. Oh wow, yeah, we don't have any money for anything. Yet. This must be the general store. I'm pretty sure you can read this sign. If I'm not mistaken. Which does happen, I'm mistaken all the time. I don't need no medicine. I am sedate. I steal my medicine from random monsters. Here's the blacksmith shop here. We got a customer. When is he gonna get it through his head? Some very nice stuff here. We just gotta earn some money. Hot flame. We're just gonna steal those from this old man. Right under his nose. So I think we did a good search through of that particular area, so let's go to the next area. This is pretty much the whole video here. We're going to be exploring this whole town in this video. I think so. Pretty sure we did the whole town in this video. And then the next video is the castle portion. I do believe I'm not mistaken. Did I run on mist? They can't be right. I don't think they run on mist. A leather waist. Is it the Sid the 8th? Yeah. Which currently Sid the 9th, because, you know, Final Fantasy 9 is currently running, so that actually gives us a pretty good estimate about what time this game takes place in, then. Hey, we were just there. Hey, isn't that the mayor from that one town? Are they? Yeah, no, they're, you know, they have to reuse models. I swear, this place reminds me of 8. This particular area here. Alright, back at the bar. Huh. So Dane, I swear, you're gonna love this sinner sandwich, they call it. It's the bee's knees. Dark stew. Sure, buddy. I'm sure that is root beer you're drinking there. Totally. One of our classics. The Doom Pub? Huh. Never realized that was called a Doom Pub. It's pretty silly. I'm gonna lose my arm and leg. Aim high, kid. Aim high. And I just don't mean that because of airships. Whoops. Totally meant to do that. A steam engine. That poor cat must be burning up upstairs. A mimic. Look at that cat. Hey, kitty, kitty. And speaking of cats, mine's sleeping over there on the futon. Normally, she actually doesn't hang out in this room with me until she wants something to eat. Lately, she's actually been wanting to stay in the same room as me. Or, at least, I mean, she's always been wanting to be in the same room with me, other than this room right here. I was actually getting kind of worried, because normally she actually sleeps with me as well. She has been doing that for the past couple days, other than last night, then she, you know, hunkered up in bed with me. I love cats, man. Cats are great. As Widget there can tell you about that, too. My only problem is that, I feel like she might get lonely whenever I go to work. And, whenever I get something a more permanent home, I do have full intentions of getting her a buddy. That's always been the goal, to have two cats, two kitties. I think I spent like a good little bit here trying to find something that doesn't exist. Oh, I just noticed that cat up there on the roof, too. Yeah, I'm trying to look for some. I'm not gonna lie, I do use a guide for this. Really all of my RPGs I use a guide. Whenever possible. Just, it's more of a checklist kind of thing than, you know, line by line, because when it's games like Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, and stuff like that, I remember most of it, but there's going to be parts here and there, especially with 9's case. 9 has side quests with the treasure chests, so I'm making sure that I'm able to get that side quest, because when I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever done that side quest. But yeah, there's a side quest involved with the treasure chest to unlock, you know, every single chest you come across. So I'm just trying to make sure I got all that. And then, you know, there's details here and there that I forget, or details that I think is in another place. 7 I'm more memorized with. Yeah, there it is. That's what I was hunting for. But 7 I'm more memorized with stuff like that. 8 is 8. Speaking of, the HD version of 8 came out finally. I'm interested. I'm interested to the point where it might be a playthrough soon-ish. Definitely, maybe 2020. Not this year. 8 won't be this year. Because originally the plan was I would do one Final Fantasy at a time, no matter how many playthroughs I got going on. But 9 is just, because the way I got it set up, it's just a unique case. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Because originally, before 9, I wanted to do 13, believe it or not. But I just had so much recording technical difficulties with that game, and then my PS3 stopped working with discs, so that kind of set that back. I do have the 360 version, and I do own a 360 now, Steam Engine. This is a place we can never access, I don't believe. Why does everything have to be so big? But, yeah, 13, I was going to originally plan for that, but I had a bunch of technical difficulties with recording, because the resolution would change for so much for whatever reason, and the TV would knock off the picture for just like a second, and that affected the recording. And I'm like, this is bad. It might be different now with this monitor. But, oh yeah, I was saying, I do have the 360 version, which is kind of silly. I honestly got that version because it's nostalgic, because it's on multiple discs. I thought that was pretty funny. I do have my own 360 now, so that's pretty cool. Fortunately, I got it pretty cheap. I got it for a good deal, so I can't knock it for that. But I noticed it needs a new fan, which I do got a fan. It's just a matter of getting the parts to be able to, you know, take it apart and whatnot and put the fan in. And I got a hard drive for it, too, so it's all good to go. And there's a few things on there that I would like to, you know, record, play, whatnot. Actually, you know, get a 360 collection going. Because Lost Odyssey is just sitting there all by itself for the most part. I got, for 360 specifically, if you don't count the Britigan games, I got Blue Dragon, Bullet Witch for some reason. I just picked up a Worms game not too long ago. That was in the GameCube Hunting episode. Lost Odyssey. And my first 360 game, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007? Can't see from here. Let me get my glasses on. I think it's 2007. Oh, and Daily Premonition. I got that for 360 as well. That's a game I would like to beat at some point. I started it, but never finished it. And now there's a Switch version out, and I gotta do research on that game. said, this is a chill episode. Just kicking back and relaxing. Jesus. Well, I don't think he wants to see you either. He's so great. Look at this guy. I wish I were a chocobo. Now that sounds like a play. Bobo. U-Bobo? Is that how you pronounce that? U-Bobo? I really want to make sure that we see this. No. Is that ouch? Oh my god! What's a hurt sound like when you say it in a sentence? Oh Jesus. Giant movie. Kupo. And your stupid show, Jesus. Not big fans of Moogles. Say, no, I'm not. I should know. I'm Sedaine. How do you say blue heart? I hate to tell you, member number 29. Alright, we want to make sure to come, follow that Moogle. That sounds like a movie. Or a stage play. Come on, forget about the painting. Get out of here. So get out of here. I chase you out of here. There's the Moogle suit. We definitely want that too. Just some key items. What did they say? I can't have it. It's nice that they have little descriptions for the key items. You know, add some good lore building to it. Yeah, see, when I stand still like this, it means I'm checking over things, just making sure that I pick up everything. Card games we're gonna see more of later on. Not so much here. Hey, look, it's the hideout. I mean, look at all this loot I haven't taken yet. think that gear you're leaning against ain't moving. ATE, what can I do? Yes. Okay. That's weird. You know, guy, you don't have to be right there in her room. You can be right outside the room. I mean, you can let her go throughout the castle. Come on. I know it's dagger and all. What? Did he say what? Drake Sparrow wings. Did you ask her out yet? And I'm a, you know, so I don't know. Kids, man, they're brutally honest. Alright, so we know what our next objective. We need to head towards that castle to talk to Garnet. But first, we're gonna loot some stuff here. A lot of gil, surprisingly. Another key item. Auctioneer. We'll actually be coming across the auctioneer later on in the playthrough. Oh, another ATE. Oh, hey, let's see what the guys are up to. Now, how did they get way over here? We're gonna be coming to this area, eventually. But they must have took like a real roundabout way. Okay. I guess the river just took them down this way? Bring them over. We gotta start looking. Save our boy. Ain't no regular South gonna do it. Do I see a chest over there? Marcus. Coffee, he says.